But there's also some limitations which are extremely important to keep in mind. So the first thing is that outputs are probabilistic. So let's say you write a sentence about unicorns and you got this as the answer. So you refreshed the browser, you thought this response was cool, you told your friend to come, and then you gave the same prompt, and then it gave a different answer. And this is in the nature of language models because, like Alex mentioned, the output token is a probability distribution over multiple words. So every time you, even if you give the model the exact same prompt, because the probability distribution samples different words at times, the output can look different. So in this case, at least the the first 4 or 5, okay, I guess till here it's approximately similar, right? Unicorns are mythical creatures, unicorns are mythical creatures. And after that, it kind of uses different phrasing of the same thing. But also sometimes the outputs can look wildly different because there's, again, multiple correct answers which adhere to what you're looking for. So this is an important thing to keep in mind. The second thing is that ChatGPT can hallucinate. So hallucination is a phenomenon where the model confidently replies with an answer, but it's actually just completely wrong information. So in this case, the prompt was, where do people smoke more on average than in Russia? And it produces this extremely coherent blob of information. And if you actually don't fact check it, you could assume it to be true. But turns out that all these things marked in red are actually it's just like wrong information. So the model confidently outputted some numbers because it's a format it has seen before. So which is why I'm kind of like emphasizing that it's good to fact check ChatGPT if the information that it's giving is actually like if it's going to have an impact on some decision. It's always good to fact check. The hallucination is something that's constantly improving. So even from 1 month ago to now, I can see a big difference in terms of the quality of the output, and it definitely hallucinates less, but it's still definitely a problem which people are working to fix. And the last thing is that ChatGPT has a timestamp. Yes, that timestamp is always going to be a recent one, and they're going to keep retraining it. But if I ask who won the most recent FIFA World Cup, it says France in 2018. If there is any Argentina fans here, they're going to be pissed because Argentina won the World Cup in 2022 recently. But unfortunately, the model is trained on data before December of 2022, so it doesn't get that answer correct. So if you're working with questions which have an extremely sensitive time component to them, it's always like ChatGPT releases up until what the data was, so it's always a good thing to keep in mind. All right, so the last thing I want to focus on, I don't want to give any examples because they might be distasteful here, but these systems are constantly changing, but they can be toxic and have bias. Like it could be gender bias, it could be racial bias, and so on. And it's getting significantly better. If people are interested, they can look at this paper, or you can scan the QR code. It should take you to the paper. So it's always good to keep in mind that there could be biases which creep into the models. Again, there's no mathematical way of removing bias from a model yet. It's going to take some time. So till then, there's going to be some patches. They're going to try to fix these toxicity and bias problems, and hopefully the systems keep improving.